Hey YouTube, Twig here, bringing you all an update to my Cyberse Yugioh deck profile for post Savage Strike. Wanted to bring you all an update to this deck after the release from Sneak Peek with all the new cards from the Savage Strike booster pack. Also wanted to bring you an update since we just got a new ban list, which completely changed a couple things that I ran with the deck. One thing that I practiced was the Gold Sarcophagus play, but now that Gold Sarc is at 1, I changed things around a bit, relying more on the sign-up backdoor plays a little more than I did before with the Gold Sarcophagus plays for some of your banished effects. It definitely does help for sure with the plays you can do with the deck. Also with the new Synchro Monster being a thing, I wanted to make a deck that focused on that, the fusion, ritual, and just link summoning overall. So it's a really fun deck. So let's go ahead and get started with the deck profile. So to start off, for the main deck, I run 3 Balancer Lord. This one really is helpful. Once per turn, you can pay 1,000 life points during the main phase. This turn, you can normal summon 1 Cyberse monster in addition to your normal summoner set. You can only gain this effect once per turn. And if this card is banished, you can special summon 1 level 4 or lower monster from your hand. You can only use this effect of Balancer Lord once per turn. So the help to extend your normal summon for different monsters, then also get their effects as well, is very, very helpful with Balancer Lord overall. And just the amount of link summonings you can do with this. And when you can banish the card, it does help just overall to get the special summon from the hand, just to make use of monsters that maybe you were 1 short of on the field for your type of link summon that you wanted to go for. I also run 3 Lady Debug. With this one, if this card is normal or special summon, you can add 1 level 3 or lower Cyberse monster from your deck to your hand. You can only use this effect of Lady Debug once per turn. One of my big searches with this one, obviously, is Backup Secretary. Just being able to search out this card, then special summon it with Lady Debug is very helpful for sure with any play you do. It has to be level 3 or lower, so can't search out some of the more vital ones for plays. It would be amazing if I could search out Clock Wyvern, which I do like to run in the deck for the token plays that I can make use of for the link summon. But still, overall, very, very helpful from the fact that Lady Debug doesn't have to be just normal summon like some other searchers we have with decks. You can, special summon this card as well. So very, very useful with Balancer Lord for sure, or even Widget Kid. I run 3 Widget Kid, might adjust these numbers, still waiting on a release for the cards from the Shooting Code starter deck. We have a good amount of Cyberse cards, spells, monsters, and obviously our 6 Decode family link monster to add to the deck. So sticking with the 3 Widget Kid for now until we do get those cards. If this normal or special summon, you can special summon 1 Cyberse monster from your hand in defense. You can only use the effect of Widget Kid once per turn. So being able to get out Balancer Lord to the field with this card, or Lady Debug, and then just keep going from there, can give you an easy Link 3 play on the field for sure, which is why I do like running this card. Just being able to special summon 1 from your hand. It doesn't even limit you from not being able to summon Widget Kid. So if you open up multiples of these, you'll be able to summon 1 out, but you can only use the effect once per turn, so you won't be able to use another Widget Kid in succession with this card. And then lastly, for the 3-ofs, I run 3 Backup Secretary. I did have this card at 2 for some time, but I like it at 3 just for the fact that I do like searching it with Lady Debug, but if I want some other Cyberse monsters to search out with that card, having 3 Backup Secretary just, increases my chances of drawing this card instead of having to search for it, and then just having that easy special summon by just controlling a Cyberse monster with this card in the deck. So very, very helpful when I can make that happen for sure as well. And now moving on to the 2-ofs, I run 2 Cyberse Gadget. When this card is normal summon, I can target 1 level 2 or lower monster in my graveyard, special summon it in defense, but its effects are negated. And if this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, I can special summon 1 Gadget token. And I can only use this effect of Cyberse Gadget once per turn. So when I get my lower level Cyberse monsters in the graveyard, being able to summon them back with Cyberse Gadget and then use them for a link summon, and then in return also get a token off of the Cyberse Gadget, definitely does help me with a bunch of different link plays that I can go for. And since a lot of the link monsters also lead up into some of the other bigger plays, having that token to use for, let's say, fusion cost, or just help with the synchro, can also be a big benefit if I don't end up using it for the link summon. I also run 2 Clock Wyvern. I decided to, bump down Clock Wyvern to 2 just for the fact that it is a once per turn and for the normal or special summon, but you can still make full use of the tuner going into the Link 2 with this card for sure. Most of the time I even like just to make Clock Spark Toy so that I can get the Signet Fusion search off with the deck. So very, very helpful with that search. If you wanted to run 3 Clock Wyvern, I would suggest maybe taking out one of the backup secretaries, but I like the number of 3 secretaries to 2 Clock Wyvern just for those options for sure with the deck. And then for some of the new monsters, I run 2 Catch Eve L2. I thought this card was a level 2 for the longest time, but with all of our high level monsters we run in the deck, this one definitely does come in handy. If this card is in your hand, you can target one level 3 or higher monster you control, reduce its level by exactly 2, and if you do special summon this card, you can only use this effect of Catch Eve L2 once per turn. So if you have this card in your hand, along with Backup Secretary, just being able to special summon that card out, and then also just being able to reduce the levels to special this one out just means more and more easy monsters to special summon out to the field for your plays. So big help with this one for sure. And then moving on to the one-ofs, run a good amount of one-ofs just because for a good amount of them, they are lower level, so very easy to search the specific ones you need with cards like Lady Debug. I run 1 of the new Cyberse Converter. If all monsters you control are Cyberse monsters, you can special summon this card from your hand. You can only special summon Cyberse Converter once per turn this way, and when this card is normal summon, you can target one face-up monster you control. It becomes a Cyberse monster until the end of this turn. So that last effect really only applies for one other card we run in the main deck, which we'll get to in a bit, but the easy special summon is just another fast way to get this card on the field since we pretty much only run Cyberse monsters in the deck. Plus, I run 1 of the new Cyberse Synchron. You only really need 1 of this card for your synchro plays. It's an adjustable level card once per turn, being able to target 1 level 4 or lower monster you control and increase its level by its original until the end of this turn. If your monster in the extra monster zone will be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can banish this card from your graveyard instead. You can only use this effect of Cyberse Synchron once per turn. So you have the adjustment for like a level 3 on the field, being able to make it a 6 and then synchro with it and your Cyberse Synchron into your new synchro monster, Cyberse Quantum Dragon. Definitely does help for easy synchro plays for sure, or you can use one of your level 2s with this to go into your level 3 option, Cyberse Integrator, which then you can use this card to set up your bigger play into your Quantum. Whichever play you can go for, Synchron definitely does help in those situations. And then for more of the one-ofs, I run 1 Rom Clouder and 1 Rom Cloudia. Still like these until we, like I said before, get the different options from our Shooting Code Talker starter deck, or however we do get those cards for the decks. Definitely will be helpful, but Rom Cloudia being able to recycle Backup Secretary from the graveyard and then just special summon it really does help. And Rom Clouder being able to special summon a Link monster by tributing itself is another big key play for sure with your cards in the deck. And I also run 1 Degrade Buster late game. I still really do like this card for an easy special summon for the Banish. With Gold Sark at 1 now, it just helps additionally with your Banish effects to go off for the special summon also. And I also run 1 Link Infra Flyer. With all the different Link arrows you have options for in the deck, you can easily special summon this card out and then make use of it for some of your other Link plays for sure. And then I also run 1 Stack Reviver. This card being able to reuse the cards you used for the Link summon and also being a lower level card option for your Cyberse gadget plays is another key reason why I run this in Infra Flyer in the deck. And then another very helpful one for sure is Dotscaper. This one, being able to special summon itself when sent to the graveyard or banished, is another great key card for all your different plays. When I had the 3 Gold Sarks in the deck, it definitely did speed things up a little, but still like to make it work just for the Link options you can do for this card for sure. And then lastly, for the effect monsters in the deck, I run 1 Destrudo the Lost Dragon's Frisson. This is the only non-Cyberse monster I run in the deck. When you get in the graveyard for your setup, it can be an easy card to use for your synchro plays, so very, very helpful there for sure. And then just being able to reuse it again by putting it back into the deck means that you'll at least have monsters for your synchro plays, obviously. And I run the 1 Cyberse Magician. This card just helps for, being able to search it with your Link monster. In this case, we have Cyber Switch, being able to search your one Cyberse Magician and the ritual which we run. You don't really want to draw it. If you can go for that option for the Link play, then just search it out. It means you won't have the, task of obviously, drawing into the card. Much better to search these cards and the cards off a Clock Spar toy for your, fusion and ritual plays using those Link monsters. And that is it for the monsters. We'll now move on to the spells. I run 3, Signet Backdoor. My numbers were adjusted with this card when I was running Gold Sark. Back to 3 though. We still need a good number. This is going to be the 3rd time I say it in the video. A good number of spells for the Cyberse in this deck. But Signet Backdoor with its Banish, Attack Directly, and Search definitely does help. And being a quick play and being able to use it on your opponent's turn is another great key use of this card for sure. And for the one-ofs, the 1 Gold Sarcophagus, just, with the new fresh ban list, one of these just definitely does help for the Banish for Balancer Lord or Dotscaper. So when you do draw into it, it definitely does come in handy. And the 1 Signet Ritual, already spoke of this card before, searching it with Cyberse Witch and the Cyberse Magician, best way to do it, and then have the special summon off of those cards as well. For your ritual plays, definitely does come in handy, and I love the different plays we can do with this deck. Really gives me that old Performapal vibe I used to do with that deck when I would have just all the different summoning options in the extra deck with all the different Performapals we ran. I also run the 1 Signet Fusion. Search it with Clock Spar toy. You never really want to have to draw any of these cards if you don't have to. Being able to search it is all the better for sure. I also run 1 one-time passcode just for another additional special summon off of cards. If you're, short one, this one can definitely come in handy for sure for your Cyberse monsters. And then lastly, for some special summon options, the 1 Monster Reborn with Soul Charge now on the list as well, banned. We don't have that option. I didn't really like it in Cyberse too much anyway, for the fact that you would pay life with Balancer Lord, so it would really take away from your resources and leave you open if your Link summonings didn't go off successfully. But I do run 2 World Legacy Succession, just being able to special summon 2 Link arrows, which is very, very easy to do in this deck, so this card definitely does come in handy. And then lastly, I run 1 Foolish Burial and 1 Dragon Shrine for Frisson, definitely helpful. And then just being able to recycle Frisson means that, if you open an early game, put it back, and then open up Dragon Shrine again, you don't really have a problem there. And then Foolish Burial helps to set up plenty of cards for Cyberse Gadget or just other ones you may need in the graveyard for some of your plays. And that is it for the main deck. We will now move on to the extra. I run 1 of each of the Code Talker family, except for Shooting Code whenever we receive this card. I think that's the 4th time I mentioned it in the video. But just having these different options, very, very helpful. The negation and power with Decode, the extra shield protection, boost up with Encode. Xcode and Transcode also work very, very well together. Being able to summon Xcode back and then have them co-link for extra boost power and also shutting down your opponent, and Power Code being able to reach big numbers as well. Just having these different options available is why I like to run 1 of each in the deck for sure. And I also run the 1 Tri-Gate Wizard. This is just the great Link Arrow options with this card for sure. Being able to co-link it and get different effects definitely does come in handy. And then I also run the 1 Cyberse Witkid. This one is the card you use for your tuner searches for your Cyberse Synchron, so being able to make use of this and also protecting your cards from card effects with what it points to works very, very well with Cyberse Quantum Dragon. I also run 1 Cyberse Witch and 1 Clock Spar toy. Basically the same Link Arrow options as Witkid except for Fusion and Ritual. So being able to go into these Link monsters means you just have much easier search to go into for your Cyberse different extra deck plays. I also run 1 Update Jammer and 1 Clock Lizard as some of the other new cards as well. Lizard works very well for your Fusion, recycle plays, and Update Jammer just being a powerful Link 2 with good arrows definitely does help for some negation effects that it can make use of also. And then lastly, for the Link monsters, I run 1 Link Disciple for the draw power for your Link 1 options if need be. I didn't have Link Karibo in the deck, but if you did want to put it in, you could try taking out the Link Disciple and put it in just as a different option, or even Clock Lizard. You can mix and match for those. For the Synchros, I run one Cyberse Quantum Dragon and one Cyberse Integrator. When you can go into your big plays with Quantum Dragon and your level 3s and Cyberse Synchron or Frisson, it's very, very nice to easily Synchro summon this card out. If not, like I said earlier, you can use Cyberse Integrator to use this card's own effect with Cyberse Synchron to go into your Cyberse Quantum. And lastly, the one Cyberse Clock Dragon with Cyberse Fusion, Net Fusion, my apologies, being able to make this one is a big finisher for sure compared to some of your other extra deck ones, being able to hit for big numbers depending on what you sent with this card, and needing Clock Spartoy, obviously, for that fusion. But that is it for the deck profile. I hope you all enjoyed the video. Until next time, definitely looking forward to making a bunch of different deck profiles for the new set, so definitely look forward to it. Please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and Kira Twig out.